Hello there. Liz Truss was on GB News this morning setting out her stall for Prime Minister. How well did she do though? The Foreign Secretary Liz Truss appeared on GB News this morning to give viewers, who are probably more Tory than anything else, her vision for the future of the UK. And she came across as more relaxed and smiley than I had expected, and overall she didn't do a bad job of it at all. One point she was at pains to impress upon us was that when tax hikes were discussed in cabinet meetings, she argued against them, saying it would not be a good thing to be seen to break manifesto promises. But she was outvoted and was then bound by cabinet collective responsibility to back those tax increases in public. Anyway, she then went on to agree with Keir Starmer's Labour Party by saying that UK economic growth had been stagnant for a couple of decades, and that was something she wanted to address. And she talked about more productivity, more growth and more jobs, presumably resulting in lower taxes and more money for workers to keep in their own pockets while maintaining good public services. But it does raise serious questions. We have the largest number of people in the UK than ever before, and the population will keep growing. We have more people in payroll work than ever before, and we have very low unemployment rates. With the two downsides being a drop in the number of self-employed workers during the pandemic, leading to an overall drop in the total employment rate, although that is now recovering, and that over 20% of people between the ages of 16 and 64 are economically inactive. But job vacancies have spiked since the end of the pandemic, and even the current level of population growth can't deal with it. However, we can't marry jobs to people easily because we have a tech skills gap. And Liz Truss knows she has between 12 to 24 months to turn this round were she to become the next Prime Minister. And she knows the only way to bridge the tech gap and get more businesses employing more people in such a short time frame is to import ever more numbers of people. It seems that 67 million people is too small a number for self-sufficiency. The true long-term solution is to get science and tech education in the UK up to standard, then modernise and mechanise so that workers can be more efficient. The more efficient a workforce is, the more productive it is. But not only does that take decades, I have to ask, how can we become ever more scientific? Just look back over the last 3 years. The UK establishment has cracked down on scientific debate when that debate went against the political needs of the day. Dissenting medical views were savagely hammered, and many highly qualified and respectable scientists got the full-on brutal cancel culture treatment, often resulting in the loss of livelihood. And now we're suffering medically for that short-sightedness. But worse than that, we now have a so-called education system that is comprehensively rejecting any idea of the science of human biology. And anyone who disputes that human biology is not about science, but all about hurty feelings, is cancelled. And we're even told that correct spelling and mathematics is racist. It won't be long before the only science left in our schools and universities is the science of woke Marxism, if we're not there already. This is the sort of pervasive stupidity that is destroying our society by destroying our children's education and their proper life chances. This is something that any future Prime Minister will have to get a firm grip on. Otherwise, they won't have a functioning country to worry about.